Aloha! Today at BeaDazzle Hawaii we are going to make a Plumeria earring. I'm using a purple craft wire so you can see a little bit easier, but you can also do it in silver wire. This is a 20 gauge 12-inch piece of wire, and I'm using our multi-mandrel, the round shape. First I'm going to use a round nose plier to make the swirl in the center. So I just use the tip of my round nose plier, and I'm moving the wire around with my hands with a gentle grip, okay, to make our swirl. Now I'm going to use the nylon jaw plier to hold that center swirl down and pull it around a little bit more. You want the swirl to be about 1/4 inch across, not too big. Then we're going to use our multi-mandrel, the third step from the top, and I lay my swirl against the mandrel, and I'm going to wind the wire around to touch on the other end, and that's my first petal. Then I'm going to bend my wire like this, okay? We're not going to worry about the directions of the petals yet, so I'm going to press that bend against the same step of the mandrel and go around again. Then I'm going to bend again, then use that bend against the mandrel once again and meet to make that circle. I have 3 petals so far. So once again I'm making a bend, around, make one more bend, I'm going to move that petal away so you can see a little better. Again, I'm holding the bend against the mandrel and going around one more time, and that should be 5 petals now. Then I'm just going to shape my flower, first putting the swirl in the center, and then I'm going to unfold all my bends to create the petals. So what I'm doing is flattening back and forth to create all 5 petals. Then I'm going to adjust those bends, bring them together, just to add a little more shaping. I'm going to bend one last time at the end of that last petal to get the stem out of the way. So you see the 5 petals and your swirl are all nice and flat. I'm going to do a little more shaping so that the swirl is in the center and the petals are evenly spaced around the swirl. Now you can use your anvil to flatten and strengthen your wire. I use a chasing hammer. It has a smooth surface and it's a little bit rounded. And at the top of each petal, center of the anvil, and you'll see the petal spreading a little bit. We'll reshape it after we do all the petals. What this does is harden the wire and give it a nice finish. If you'd like, you can open up the petals so that you can get to the swirl. And I like to texturize that with the ball end of the hammer. Gives it a little faceted look. Then I'm going to once more reshape my petals back. To create my flower. Now, the next step is I'm going to make the ear wire. And this is a fancy ear wire. You'll notice it's about 1 inch up from the flower, curves down, and curves a little bit to the side. So I use my multi-mandrel again. The same step, about 1 inch from the center. Bring it around, and then release. And then I use my nylon plier to give it a little curve. Like that. Then you can take a top drill Swarovski crystal with a 5mm jump ring and attach it to your petal. And here is your Plumeria earring. So with the multi-mandrel, we have all kinds of shapes. In addition to the circles, we have ovals, triangles, and squares. And as you can see, some are stretched out, some are opened up. And you can do all kinds of different shapes with your multi-mandrel.